search, but they can't go to Game 5. I think that Game 5, that's going to be TK's map. We know how good they can be on it. I think the only team that's given TK trouble on USS Texas has been Red Reserve when they lost that Game 5. So here we go.
Yeah. EnVy's yet to play at this stage, and TK's already played it 4 times.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's been their go-to because you have players like Pharaoh, you have the snipers and Kenny, and even for a guy like Enable, who's not the best search and destroy player in the world, USS Texas is pretty simple. There's not a lot of different variations of strategy to it.
Well, now looking at the game one, it's a great start from Pharaoh, who kicked things off 3-0 with the sub. If he has a big game here, wow, they'll be terrifying. Because this is a sub map that typically you're going to go off. Your ARs are the ones that are going to dominate. But Kenny showed us last week that when you're informed of the sub, you can have monster games here.
No, definitely so. If your team's rotating, you know, if you get to the back spawn, that gives you the opportunity to push out. So the good thing for TK right now, with 15 seconds, they do have Fort Courtyard control. But yeah, I think this series is going to be so fun. I think we have 2 of the best submachine gun players in the world, and Kenny versus Hook. That is going to be one that I'm keeping my eyes on of is EnVy. They do get up to about 21 points, but you can already see TK on that rotation. Enable, he's able to find one. Hook spawns all the way out. Decimate, can he win window? So the ARs of TK, they're finding those early kills on this hill.
But you mentioned the Kenny versus Hook battle. I mean, these are 2 guys that came into today, not including the stats from EnVy's first series, but coming into this, you had an overall hardpoint KD of 1.18 for Kenny, 1.24 for Hook. So, I mean, those are 2 of like the top 3, I think, in the division so far. So absolutely, that's going to be something to keep our eyes on, Joe.
No, I mean, when EnVy played earlier against Red Reserve, they struggled, but Hook was still producing kills. He was still winning his one-on-ones, which he's so good at doing. So EnVy, they're going to fight on back. We'll keep our eyes on him. As Hook right now, he's at 4-4. Kenny, he's at 5-6. Just the pressure that he can put on the map. But if you're TK, you're already starting to rotate towards that Castle Road.
Oh, I can already tell when I look at those blue arrows, and I'm thinking of EnVy that I'm going to screw up some callouts during this. But Joe, together we can get through it. I was about to call EnVy like on early rotation. I was like, they're not blue. It tricks me sometimes. But EnVy enjoying the lead currently. We'll hop over to Kenny's POV though.
And accuracy spawns out, so he's going to have a pinch. This can actually work out very well for Team Kaliber. And EnVy, though, they do spawn in caves, so that will allow them to put pressure on that hill just due to accuracy's position. You know, he spawned out towards the old one, but Kenny, he's able to pick this one up, able to find one. Great job by TK, great awareness.
Lead change incoming, unless the 1 player remaining in the back can do everything. It's Chino here. Can he stay alive long enough and find a couple of crucial kills to open up things for his teammates as they come off spawn? Decimate did win a nice one-on-one on accuracy, and look how far out Kenny's now going to spawn. You only have 20 seconds remaining here, but look, at least you get Team Kaliber out of the hard point right now. Don't allow him to pick up, what, 10 or so seconds maybe throughout that. It ends up working out pretty well for EnVy considering your TK and at the spawns.
I was just going to say that. I think that worked out perfectly. I believe before this hill, EnVy was at 56. I think TK was at 47. So yeah, they're going to pick up about 25 seconds, but it could be a lot worse
on that hard point.
Road. Yeah,
absolutely. With them having early spawn control, you'll take that every single time. So good job by EnVy, despite the not really having the positioning through that. Now let's see what Chino and Hook are able to do top mid. Chino gets one, Hook picks up the next, and it's going to be Classic that's dealing with pressure coming in from Cave, and he is up to the task to get cut down. He's able to get on his belly and get the reload on.
Yeah, and you have to talk about how important Chino is. It seems like when they're struggling in hardpoint, Chino isn't putting up the best numbers AR-wise. You know, he was getting outclassed by Rated. Rated was just having one of those series where he was winning everything. He wasn't missing a bullet. It happens at some times, but when Chino's playing well, when he's getting a lot of hardpoint time, that means he's rotating for his team. He's set up in the positions he wants to be. It makes him comfortable, but if they get flustered, that's when he seems to struggle.
He does, and back over here to Classic though quickly, because he's on a 5 streak right now. We saw the big plays he was making for this particular hardpoint. Now he wants to use streaks to help get them top mid control. He will take accuracy out of a power position. Now he's got a big one-on-one. There's 1 player around the hardpoint. He doesn't actually have to take it. It's Decimate that's able to look over him. A kill there would have secured his final 2 tiered streaks.
I mean, that was a perfect hold, though, by EnVy. They were at 56 points, so they got, what, 59 right there? 59 out of the 60 on Turret Hill.
To open it up, Hook and Chino
nice.
Did their job top middle. Classic did his job at the hard point. Almost tacks on another, but at least weakens him up for the assist. But yeah, you mentioned it's nice.
Yes.
He does get the final couple of streaks that, you'll always be happy about if you're up Team EnVyUs. Up 20, though, right now, and they've got to deal with Team Kaliber, who's in the hard point.
Yeah, it's always one of those big decisions when you call that in on Gibraltar. Sometimes we see fighter pilots at this center hill. A lot of the times it's artillery strikes. It's usually on hills 3 and 4, but we'll see when Classic calls those in. Is that those could be game-changing moments. And it looks like Envy, they're going to actually give up this, this time. They're going to focus on those rotations. So TK, once again, another lead change. They'll see how TK tries to break this setup.
Check how close is Enable 2 streaks? Oh, really close. So yeah, let's watch. Well, that's what's tough. When you have early control from the opposition, you're getting close to streaks. It's never easy to find that next kill. Sometimes you have to rely on baiting your teammates, and he's going to get caught on the cross. Now accuracy, though, has gotten in behind enemy lines. Classic is going to drop. His teammates out hitting from the front. That's going to pull number 7, Decimate, back to try and deal with this.
Yeah.
Pulls him back, and that allows them to get position, and they spawn 2 out. Joe, that looked great for TK.
But now you have sort of the same pinch. Luckily, accuracy spawns at those stairs. If they didn't, that could have been scary for TK. Sort of the same pinch was happening. But again, a lot of time not really ate up by either team. With 30 seconds left, Envy's already going to be thinking about Castle Road, and they're going to call that in artillery. They don't even want to give them those 20 seconds. They're going to focus on the rotation. I mean, I kind of like that play.
Classic, keep around the hard point. He's picked up a couple of kills. Let's see, one more player tries to get in. He's going to drop. They give it up finally. They're like, all right, this is not working out. You've seen some people survive through artilleries, not that time. Classic gets 3 kills with it and still has the fighter pilot to work with. But that was, what, 15 or so seconds?
About 20.
In the scheme of it, I mean, that's a huge swing.
Yeah, it definitely is. But we'll see if they can hold this hard point because TK, they weren't able to do it. They got about 25 seconds on the last one. And it looks like TK, they're fighting on in. It's Pharaoh, Enable, Kenny, everybody gets kills. But we always talk about those good spawns. The reason why you can reinforce so fast. But TK doing a wonderful job here. Just both these teams, doesn't seem like they can stabilize really at the setup that they want.
Exactly. I think you nailed it there. Never getting that setup. You're constantly coming off a respawn and trying to fight for the power position instead of being there locked and loaded. And I think both these teams have done good jobs on your 2 money hills, talking about second and third, just combating the early setups. It's been great to see.
I don't want to call pit center that if both these teams have had a majority of their time.
And you don't want to call it sloppy. I think it's just good kind of offense trying to break the defense on the hard point, but it turns into really, really scrappy hard points so you don't usually see them on those particular hills.
Yeah, now we'll see how will Envy try to break turret. We saw Envy when they got turret control, they had basically a full 60. But yeah, Classic, he's got a fighter pilot. He's going to wait for his teammates. Wait for his teammates to spawn up. How many kills can he get? He's able to get 1. Put some tags on the guys middle. And those are the last 2 players are. That's going to allow his teammates to push out. And I feel like the key player here is Decimate. So when we can, thank you, Paradox. We got to watch Decimate go on a pinch, but one player's chasing him. Heads up play by Pharaoh right there.
Able to pick him up. Chino's going to drop around the hard point as well. Nobody set up inside. It's going to be EnVyUs trying to battle here from Cave. What can they do? They've got 2 ARs up top. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to take out Enable, who's been playing top stairs, finding kill after kill and building towards streaks as well. Classic trying to challenge him. Not going to work out. Accuracy finds Chino in the window, and now finally Team Kaliber can stabilize, get set up. And remember, last time Enable was very close to streaks, he dropped, like, what, 1 kill off it?
Yep.
Can he get them this time, and maybe will that be the separation? Yeah, it's a swift and resounding no, Joe.
No, definitely not. But once again, though, Envy, they did use a fighter pilot, but they didn't have the setup. TK was rotating early, so it's only a 6-point game. So Envy streaks, while they may not have produced a lot offensively, they may have stopped TK from earning a good amount.
And again, we mentioned, like, Enable's 25 and 12. He's having a great game, but it's not nearly as devastating as it could have been had he got streaks those 2 times when he went on those long tears. So the 27 and 12 is phenomenal, but God, I mean, I gotta feel like the lead would be a lot different if he was able to get those streaks a couple times.
Yeah, definitely so. Looking at that scoreboard, Kenny, he's 20 and 27. Hook, 20 and 24. The 2 guys I wanted to talk about, they're just being shut down by ARs, and I think that's just it because of sort of how this map has played out, both teams fighting back and forth. When you talk about that sort of perfect setup, it's getting guys like Kenny and Hook top middle, where they can just shut people down who are sprinting at them. And neither of those guys have been able to really do that. Envy, once again with the lead, so many lead changes, but that was a great hold at pit center.
Envy, get the time.
That player's just spawn out.
Yep, 1 spawns all the way out. That's going to be Kenny. So Kenny won't be involved in the early action. It's going to be a 3-on-3 here.
Do spawn Cave, though.
Sorry, have a 4-on-3 at the hard point. Yeah, what is it? Chino spawns probably as deep as he can. So by the time they actually go, Kenny is going to be there. Kenny's actually ended up getting a kill from behind. They weren't ready for him to be spawned all the way out. But now look at this. Now you're set up in the back, and suddenly Envy's got this flipped.
Yeah, good job by Envy to push through that back arch as a team. TK, unfortunately, they do spawn out. Classic able to find a couple of kills. He's having a great game at 29 and 19. Maybe it's the two guys we didn't expect. Enable and Classic, the flex players on both of these teams, having a great game as Envy. They're at 220 points. As Decimate and Classic finally able to get pushed out. Kenny, though, able to drop him and TK. They're on the hill.
They're on the hill with 20 seconds remaining, and really they see to try and keep Envy out of this as long as they can and secure the next rotation. They're still taking cracks at this. What are you going to be at? Right around the 240 mark, 241 mark for Envy if they get that final tick. And they can't take another crack at this. So they're going to have to be flawless at third on Castle Road, and no one's really been able to do that so far.
Yeah, definitely not. But even if you're Envy, say you give up a full 60, it's sort of a tied game. Just don't give up streaks. Maybe you early rotate over to Turret. Just make sure you win this game. Hook, he's on a 4 spree. He's working towards some streaks, just waiting for his team. You hear the smokes pop. That's a great job by Envy. As you said, just try to get in there, contest. Decimate's able to find one, but Pharaoh and accuracy in there, and this is looking like a good hold. And the reason is Hook doesn't want to go. He wants to play for these streaks.
How many times have we seen that, where you can't have a 4-man hit because somebody's getting close?
Oh, he saw him.
Spot him for a second. There's the kill.
One.
50 points off the glide bomb. It could be gigantic. He's trying to find anything.
There it is.
The shots are in. He hasn't finished it. He loses the gunfight. Yet another
All right, but
player.
you can see, look, they're already in cave.
So close to streaks.
Now, TK, they're not going to go through cave, though. They're going to try and push through middle. I like this from TK. They know that there could be a player set up in cave already. That's Decimate. They're going to try and stop this rotation through middle of the map. These are big kills. Kenny's able to find one with Enable, but they're getting pinched. There goes Hook. They just have to deal with Kenny. Not able to do so, but Envy is on the hill. You still have Decimate in cave. Pharaoh knows he's in there. Big win by Pharaoh.
They got to get him out of the hard point. They got to get him out of the hard point. There they go. They clear him out. Here comes the next wave. Accuracy at least able to pick up. The only man there is going to be Enable. He can't finish him. The nade's too late. And they secure the victory. TK almost has another insane come-from-behind victory on Gibraltar. This time, though, just a little bit short. Yeah, it's going to be Envy that can ultimately close out the game. And honestly, you mentioned the two flex players, like big game from Enable, big game from Classic. Honestly, the one difference that stands out there, Classic got his streaks, Enable didn't.
I mean, I think they lost by 20. The one time, say, all right, the fighter pilot wasn't that great, whatever you want to say, he puts an artillery down that stops 20 seconds. TK would have won the game. You know, if he doesn't have that artillery strike. So that one set of streaks definitely changed it for Envy.
And this isn't us even like knocking the way Enable played it at all. It's just you notice when someone's 50 points off streaks a couple times and they aren't able to get it. Like those are those game-changing moments. Yeah, unfortunate for sure, but Envy does get the win. I think that almost guarantees a long series for me. Now that Envy's able to take that game one, we know their struggles that we've seen in Search and CTF at times, at least since they formed. So, yeah, I think we're in for a 4 or 5 game series for sure. Right?
Yeah, I think so as well. Obviously, we're going to go to a Valkyrie Search and Destroy next. Both of these teams have a lot of reps on it. We've seen Envy do quite a different thing, quite a different variation of things. They love that mountain rush that they love to hit through A and sort of towards that B site. But yeah, I think if you're Envy, though, you finally have that confidence back a little bit. They were losing so many of their hard points where you're like, that's what we were supposed to win.
You were on a 4-game slide, really, in hardpoint. Like, that has to feel good to get a victory there, and they'll remain undefeated there. So they're 3-0 then on Gibraltar hardpoint. Now, talking about Search and Destroy, when I was looking at the stats earlier today, the things that really stood out, obviously we know how crucial first blood percentage is. On the side of Team Kaliber, Pharaoh far and away, but he's leading everybody. He has 27% first blood. I think the only person close to him, if I remember, let me look real quick. I think it was, so Zuma's beating him by like 0.4, just a little bit above him. And then on the side of Envy, you've got a 20.45 percentage on Hook, and just behind him, Chino, at like 18.18. So really, I mean, we know how crucial first bloods are. I'm just curious, kind of that Hook-Chino battle versus Pharaoh.
And what was their record on USS Texas, TKs?
Texas, they were 3-1. So they've played a ton of Texas, and then for Envy, again, they haven't played it at all. Now, for this particular map, if you're talking about Valkyrie, 1-0 for Team Kaliber, 1-1 for Envy. So between Seattle and here, played a decent amount, but at least so far in Division B, we're only 2 weeks in. They haven't.
Yeah, but the reason I was wondering is just because Pharaoh is a very active player on USS Texas. Like, he's a guy who snipes, gets first bloods, right? He's a guy who pushes up B Street, gets first bloods. I think that map plays into his sort of first blood percentage a good amount.
And then, we talked about first blood percentage, but if you're talking just about KD, like who's been dominating, accuracy's got a 1.44 in Search, and on the other side, Chino with a 1.23. So those guys are going to be picking up a lot of kills efficiently. Honestly, the one guy that's been really an issue for Team Kaliber and Search has been Enable.
Wait, you said Chino and accuracy?
Yeah.
Wow, they used to be teammates. They used to win championships together. We used to say it was their S&D.
Yep. But Enable's the guy's got to turn it around. And, you know, he's the newcomer on the squad, obviously, but he's sitting at like I think like a 0.7, 0.65 somewhere in there.
That's sort of.
He's been struggling.
To me, TK, they have to win at least 50%. But I think they can do it even with Enable performing that way because you have Kenny, Accuracy, and Pharaoh. Like, as long as he isn't just losing them rounds by doing stupid things, which we have seen at times.
Yeah, no, that popped up on the Reddit a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so just kind of hopping through the various classes here. We are going to watch Enable off the break, just see what he's going to have to play. Looks like they're going to have a 3-man head on the B side. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Chino here momentarily. If they opt to get aggressive with this.
So that smoke right there that we just saw Chino, that's sort of the ready throw every single time.
He's ready.
That counts at smoke. But as you said, Chino, he's able to find one. Decimate coming for the trade. He does spot Pharaoh. He has a nade. There he is. He's going to force him out, but he has to be careful. He has help, but that's a great job to find that kill. Now makes it a 3v2, but on the other end, Hook is, gets naded as well. And I don't know if he's going to expect Enable to be in this position, but he is looking this way. Nice shots by Decimate.
I think we didn't really talk about the, Decimate versus Pharaoh type of battle. Two kind of 18-year-old S&D superstars. Now in the Call of Duty World League. It'll be interesting to see that matchup. Accuracy does pick up one, briefly turns it into a 1v1 before he's traded out. But, yeah, that could be some S&D battles we're watching for a long time to come.
Definitely so, but just great, awareness by Chino to find that first blood. They trade effectively. Decimate comes on through. He's able to find two. A good first offensive round for Envy.
Let's see how TK can respond. And we mentioned Enable struggles. Assuming he's still going to be carrying the bomb, which is part of that sometimes,
Absolutely.
You're in that bomb carrier role. It can be difficult. Yep, he's still going to be playing that role for the squad.
Yeah,
now,
but I mean, what would you want him to do? I mean, it's kind of like I have 3 S&D superstars around me. I'll just do your work. I'll do the dirty work.
100%.
I'll make this easy for you. Kenny, he's going to peek the corner and find an easy first kill, but there's a trade from Chino as he peeks B. Hoop picks Enable. Questionable decision there. Maybe try to go in for the trade, but he had no help.
Yeah, definitely by himself. Gets isolated. Take out a nice shot by Hook there to take out Accuracy. And now we'll see what Pharaoh can do. Nice shots. He has Mountain. He's on. Reads him like a book and guns him. One more remaining player.
Shot. Chino shot as well.
He knows his position. He's got 45 seconds. Ton of time.
Mountain as
this
well.
This is going to be timing. Does Chino turn?
He's got Mountain on. I mean, not expect it.
He turned though. Doesn't matter. The hipfire connects, and Pharaoh with the 1v3. Nice shots on the first. The snap and read on the second. I think that was Hook mid-street that got evaporated. And then he plays the 1v1 perfectly.
Yeah, a bit of a over-challenge, I think, from Hook, though. But what he's thinking is, hey, I have an STG in this position. I may as well try to challenge this gunfight. But just rounds like that, we've seen that time and time again. I don't know if it's this team's in this division or whatever it is, but these clutches shouldn't happen. They should not be happening.
Setting a record for 1v3.
This is ridiculous.
2 weeks in. Kicking off with Pharaoh, who just had the big 1v3. See what he does defensively here. It's going to be straight into the A site. The offense for Team EnVyUs slowly building towards A here. The first time we saw Team Kaliber on defense, it was kind of what that 2-man hit towards Skull that Chino had to deal with. A little bit more passive this time around, except for Pharaoh.
Yeah, Pharaoh's the only guy inside the A side. He does have help from, I believe that is Kenny. But you can see what that push did. It has 2 guys on Envy, numbers 1 and 3, Chino and Decimate sorted together to make sure that push doesn't happen once again. Pharaoh, that's a first blood for him. We just talked about that percentage. Classic with some nice shots, though. Backs him down, but that's what you have to do. 4v3, he knows the man advantage is in favor of TK. That's just great heads-up play from Pharaoh.
Yep. Get out of there. You got the first blood. That's what you needed to do. Over to Enable's POV. He's the lone body at B. Maybe able to isolate kind of
the
the
back
weak.
up here if you're Enable.
Yeah.
You're the only guy over there. He's in a very tough position. If he loses this gunfight, okay, so he's able to find one.
Plays a little bit of an off angle there, not on the bricks, and able to hit the shots. Nice assist there onto Chino as well, and 1 by 1 they get cut down. Started with Pharaoh, Enable and company able to close it out. Good round from Team Kaliber.
Yeah, sort of the other side of that is if Enable does go down there, it's a 3v3. You've given up a bomb site. There's no help there from TK. So a big first gunfight win by Enable.
He almost got like shoulder peak, but got that last bullet in before he got away. If not, yeah, he probably would have been dropped by the next one. Things could have dissolved. All right, Team Kaliber behind a 5-1 performance thus far from Pharaoh. He's been having a great game, and this time he pulls out the sniper. Gonna get an angle into the A site. Hook. Here you come. Bye, Hook. Hook gets picked. Second first blood for Pharaoh. That was just, it was so easy to watch that happen. Like, here he comes. There he is. Now he's dead.
Just knows sort of everybody's tendencies. He knows how those players play, and, you know, he punishes you with that sniper rifle. He does it on Texas all the time. Just plays so many different angles. Knows where players feel comfortable and gets another one with that sniper as well.
Yeah, let's stick with it.
Look, he just knows where people are all the time.
Spotted Chino as well. I think he backs, that nade backs him up right into Kenny's crosshair. Pharaoh having a huge impact on this game and this round. Another one to TK. And that is why I think, you know, people are, well, you know, many of you have started to realize, but maybe if you're a relatively new viewer, like, why have some of these teams maybe taking a, I guess, maybe you can call it a gamble, a chance on some of these young players? S&D is a mode where one player can maybe have the most impact, like, especially when you're watching it right now. And even if it's just in that mode and they kind of hold their own in some of the other ones, like, that can help you win tournaments or win series.
Yeah, definitely can. And Pharaoh just continues to get better across all game modes.
Oh, yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's been playing well everywhere, but the specialty here is a big part of the reason he's on this squad. And the 7-1 scoreline backs that up.
And he just puts himself in so many active positions. Enable, though, he's not back on up. Good play. He will give up that B site. And well, there's another first blood over to Team Kaliber. That's their 4th of the game, so now you have a 4v3. They know there's some players in here. Classic is able to find one. There's the bait and switch. Decimate, he's going to peek that. Great job by EnVy to find 2. They continue to push up together. They're winning one-on-ones. Now it's a 1 versus 2. Accuracy, what can he find, if anything? You have Decimate and Classic together with those PPSHs. Nice shoulder peek right there. Here comes the double peek from both of these players. Good job by EnVy to win that one.
Absolutely. Decimate with a couple of big kills and big gunfight wins there, especially to take out Pharaoh on the stairway. And then the duo work here. Just make sure you don't line up.
I was going to say, got a little scared there. They were lining up. But.
Yeah. EnVy able to slow the bleeding a little bit after TK was starting to really get rolling. And I don't believe, Pharaoh didn't get anything, right? No, okay, I didn't think so. But
yeah, Chino with the sniper. We're seeing a little bit more sniper play on Valkyrie. You see Reedy, he has some off angles from Epsilon. Saw Pharaoh. What can Chino find, if anything? Okay, finds Kenny. Nice little quick scope right there.
Oh,
Gets
Kenny!
that first blood.
You poor soul! No chance there at all. Chino with the filthy shot. Ay. Come on, just let him get all of them. Just picking them apart. Both of his former teammates just get the...
we haven't talked about it. Is this the first time they're playing each other? Maybe they played in Seattle. I don't know.
Oh, God, no, I can't think back that far. My brain doesn't work that well. But Chino...
All 4 weeks ago?
Just eliminating his former teammates with the sniper there. Comes in. Ook loses it. So now, despite the fact he hit a couple of snipes, you're in a 2v2. And now, thankfully, you got a PPSH, so maybe the sniper won't be a limiting factor in this one. Oh, he wants it back out.
Well, he just stays alive. Good job by him, and he has Classic's help. I was going to say, I was a little worried there for EnVy. Because Hook, he's obviously telling his teammates, hey, I'm on the flank. Like, I feel like they should be collapsing at the same time. That trade should have been there from his teammates. Not able to do so. As soon as Enable gets out with his life, it becomes a much more scary round. But that's 2 in a row now for EnVy to tie it up 3-3.
Big rounds, big rounds. We're starting to, again, get a little bit out of hand. TK starting to find a rhythm.
1v3, it could be 4-2 EnVy. Like, but the other 2 rounds, they got dominated.
Yeah, that's true. Chino going to switch back to the SDG, I believe. Pharaoh's going to pull out the sniper rifle this time around. Classic will be your bomb carrier there from EnVy. And it looks like they're hitting this very aggressively.
That's the same thing.
Wow.
Same thing that Chino just did. There's another first blood for Pharaoh. The pressure, though, is in from EnVy.
Nice shot, though. Some of these snipes these guys are hitting.
Hook is unaware of that player at that B site, but now you still have a 2v3.
I mean, he's only been playing there the entire game.
Yeah. There's always somebody there. EnVy are going to plant, so you have Classic and Decimate. See what they can find. It's a retake situation now for TK. You do have a glide bomb. Do you call it in here? Or do you hang on to it?
Decimate gets away with his life. The accuracy tagged him up. Is that grenade enough? Wow, just gets away.
When there's a hit marker.
Hit marker, and that might not finish it. He just backs him up the nades.
Yeah, and Classic finds Enable.
Just sticks it. Pharaoh's on it. Pharaoh's on it. Pharaoh's on it. He's not going to check it in time. And there's the defuse. Pharaoh able to hop it. They had the man advantage. I love that, though. As soon as when he gets a hit marker on one, he backs another up with an 8. He's like, screw it. I'm sticking it. Basically, I put fear into their hearts, and now I'm just going to hold the bomb. And he had a little bit of cover help, which makes it
it definitely helps. Yeah. I mean, that's just it, right? You see a lot of players hesitate with their decisions in search and destroy, and it hurts them. Pharaoh just has an idea in his mind of what exactly he wants to do. How this round should play out. I'm going to do this, and this is how things are going to react off of that play. As well, Classic, he's going to get swarmed by TK.
That's a good word for it.
Yep, as they just get into that A site, find another first blood. They have 6 out of the 8. Good job by Hook, though, to tie it up.
And that's, again, it was Pharaoh with that 27%. The second player on the team, Kenny, around 15. So the 2 guys that typically lead in the first bloods, they have all of them. No surprise there.
It's looking like Envy is going to be able to retake this site as Chino worked on that flank. Just enabled now in a 1 versus 2. What can he find? He's spotted. 30 seconds left.
Enable. Silence all your critics. Silence all your critics with this 1v3 clutch.
Got heard. Yeah.
Well,
it was very loud.
Yeah. Nothing about that was silent. No. Not the critics or your feet.
Didn't silence any critics.
Obviously a tough spot to be in, but probably would have been a feel-good play for a, in a position where you've been struggling in this particular game mode. But now what? Tied up 4-4?
Yes, sir.
I feel like our searches have been like round 11 or 6-0s the past couple days. It's like just real quick, like real lengthy search and destroys. Okay, what can Envy now do on offense? You still have that glide bomb on Classic. Smoke out. Unable, as you can see on X-Ray, moseying his way over to the B site yet again.
Looks like TK's playing aggressive. You see number 5 and 8. That's Kenny and Pharaoh, that duo.
It's mostly been Pharaoh.
Yeah, he's pushing out. Where's the trades? It's going to happen, but accuracy, he pushed through that elbow area. There's a glide bomb in. Can he find accuracy?
Oh!
No! He doesn't get in the doorway, and Pharaoh was able to get a kill by Hook.
Oh, God, that spells disaster for Envy in round number 9. The streak provides nothing due to the awareness of accuracy, and like you said, a grenade at the same moment. That might get him. Kobe. Over the top. It did. Decimate with the nice nade. Now going to be a 2 versus 2. 45 seconds on the clock. Decimate and Class are working together here. They have to work the bomb plant. Not a lot of time to work with. You've got eyes on kind of mid-street, and Pharaoh's trying to position over to get a spot on B. He just spotted it, and he's obviously got the cover to work with there. Classic's job just got so much harder. He's repositioning to the back. He's going to need some help. He's so tagged up. That nade holds him back for a second, but Pharaoh goes ahead and pushes it. Decimate's been tagged from the opposite end. One more bullet. Nice round by TK, dealing with the streak and closing it out. Pharaoh and accuracy clutch up in that 2 versus 2.
Yep, another great round from Pharaoh. Has the advantage in the 1v1. Other players,
10, 11 kills now.
Other players may not take it. He goes for it, able to win that one, and then he has help from accuracy. But I got a little bit scared. I don't think there's any reason for Enable to get picked in that play, right, to make it a 2 versus 2. He's watching the B site. All he needs to do is play for information and then they play numbers.
I mean, he took a couple bullets, tried to turn and sprint away. It's just, I think it was a nice nade. Kind of catches him. He's trying to get out of there. Maybe that late in the round, he's thinking there's not a nade that's going to catch him. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so. But there's a pressure on the B side from Envy. You do have Pharaoh sniping. Kenny's going to back on up and just watch the staircase. The rest of TK are playing pretty slow. And yeah, Pharaoh knows the pressure's coming in. He's going to help his teammate.
Come into my web. There it is. Oh! Oh, gives it up at the last second. He's aiming basically at, I think, his kneecap level. Yeah, even if he hits that shot, I think he's getting a hit marker. But Hook, there you go. First blood for him. Trying to turn this in to around 11. Chino almost gets a buzz cut, but Pharaoh's just briefly going to miss, or barely going to miss. All on Enable now. This is his second attempt, maybe in a 1v3. He'll be the last man standing.
He did find, he got to a good position. He's behind Envy. Envy doesn't know he's there. Oh, he just gets spotted. And you can tell he is just trying to find any opening he can. Not able to do so. Another round 11, just as you were saying.
Yeah, it's just been really long searches, really intense searches, or really brief searches. Enable gets caught, though, as Decimate peeks the edge. No more streaks on the side of Envy. Who's going to make the play in this crucial round 11? I feel like EnVy needs to win. It's really.
So I have a feeling it'll be Pharaoh.
Ah, yeah, 10-5 right now. Oh, but it is offense.
Yeah, what will EnVy do? Looks like they're gonna hit sort of that middle street push that they love to do in Mountain. Watch numbers 1 and 2. Are they gonna push on up? They're gonna sit on that car. Nade's coming in. Classic, he's gonna peek. That hurts him a lot. Has to back Pharaoh down. Nice stun though. He stuns a couple of the EnVy players.
Kenny's baiting him in this corner. Yeah, he's baiting him in this corner.
Oh,
you can't get fried there. Pharaoh, the key guy,
the read by Classic.
And Classic checks it 4v2 for EnVy. And 2 kills away from a 2-0 advantage in this one. Nice shots by accuracy. Iceman still alive. It's never over till he drops, and he's dead. Enable now. His third 1v3.
They know where he plays.
Trying to crawl forward. He is gone, and EnVy, they take a close hard point. They take a close search. And this is a huge series for them, man. 2-0 up over TK. I think, again, a lot of question marks after their earlier series today. This has been a big day for them. You mentioned they need to go 1-1. You can't go 0-2 on these 2-game days.
Yeah, and I think for EnVy as well, it's not the fact that they weren't competitive in losing matches, like they were getting blown away. They got blown away by Splice yesterday. Earlier today, they got blown away by Red Reserve. There weren't close games. Like, we know how good this EnVy team can be.
I'll tell you, that face on Chino is a whole hell of a lot different than it was earlier today. Like, someone tweeted me, like, I don't like sad Chino.
Yeah,
so
no.
we're getting camera shots on him. I thought he was going to cry.
I mean, that was a big question as well. There's no, like, standout leadership guy, right? Even Chino is a bit more reserved. Just, yeah, he's a happy guy, but who's going to be that guy to bring them out of a slump?
It's absolutely true. I mean, you got a lot of young players in this team. What, a couple of 18-year-olds just new to the Call of Duty World League. Who is going to be that veteran, that leader? Is it Classic? Is it Chino? Who's picking up? But guys, Game 3 coming up next. Welcome back to our final match of the night. Team EnVyUs going up against Team Kaliber. I think many of us had Team Kaliber picked for this particular series, but Envy behind, well, clutch performances, big performances in the first couple of games. You see it there. 19-point victory in the game 1, 6-5 victory in the game 2. And now we're going to head to Flak Tower, and as we go off the break, let me take a look at the stats for these guys. So on Flak Tower, it's the most played for both. Actually, it's kind of crazy. You only have one Forest played for TK. And then like,
well, I'm not playing
Docs
TK on Forest.
Yeah, right. But it's what? Their TK is 2-2 on Flak, and Envy is 2-0. So they've yet to lose here if you're Envy.
TK with early control as Kenny was able to find 3 off the start. They're going to try and lock Envy in their base. Wait for Kenny to come off spawn and then take a 4 versus 4, but there's Hook to find that first blood. That staggers things a little bit for TK. Accuracy, though, locking down middle of the map, but Decimate is able to find Enable. You have pressure from Classic as well. Great shots from him.
He weakened up Kenny as well. Yeah.
Yep.
He comes on the flank. Not only gets the kill, but assist on one as well, and now the power has shifted. Wow, that's Classic. Classic just soared in. Oh, just soared in to grab this flag. I don't think he had a whole lot of support from a gunfight standpoint. Decimate got he checks it for a second. Unfortunately, right as he turns, he gets shot in the back.
And you can tell, I mean, they're 2-0 on it, but you can see the way Envy plays, right? Flak Tower is a map where some of the times, if you just go for that flag, you find an opening,
like,
right?
Make it a little bit sloppy, a little bit crazy, a little bit hectic, and it just works out.
Well, we've seen so many teams, how many times do they get set up, and then they just sort of die, right? Like, they don't even move from this point where TK is right now, like, right in front of the enemy base, but you don't push in because you want them to try to get out of it. You just trap them in, hold that setup. Envy just flies.
Well,
They're like, yeah, I'm going to take this attempt.
Instead of getting that perfect 3-4 down scenario where you get a touch, they just try to make it a little bit scrappy. We'll see if they continue to try that throughout the course of this. And like you mentioned, Team Kaliber is trying to lock him in right now. Hold position at mid-map until maybe someone can make a crazy play. But as Enable drops him a grenade, that push is going to get slowed for a moment. 2 down for TK. But those 2 players are at mid-map right now. Kenny's at least able to make sure Team EnVyUs hasn't really been able to get past mid-map or put any more pressure. Now Kenny's got a chance to make a play.
Yeah,
2 players spawning in the back.
Well. He wins that one. Maybe there's an attempt for the rest of TK to push up and help him. Accuracy, he's going to get top gun with that STG. He may be able to do some damage. I mean, TK's had all the pressure except for that one attack that EnVyUs had, but Hook, I love this play. We've seen players do that more and more often. Sort of flank on through, low gun, and just hop up, go behind sort of the enemy's push. But Enable is still alive. He's the last one left. Envy, they are going to clean him up. Finally, they get TK out of their base.
Thanks to Enable, at least, on the side of Team Kaliber, you don't have the 4-man hit right away. Now they've set up. Let's see if they play it really, really aggressive again. Decimate.
Oh, they do.
Trying to go. Just trying to push on through.
Now.
Nice shot. He gets the assist there.
Okay, there we go. Heads up play. Recognize that. You heard that. Chino said he plays with a lot of game IQ. He makes the right decisions. Made it right there with that flag. I thought he was going to run it towards that spawner, but Hook says, no, come this way. Able to do that, and Envy, they're going to go up 1-0.
I love this. I mean, just think of the difference. You broke it down, but the 2 times they've been in position where 4 players go, they just go. Exactly. Yeah. They don't wait until somebody gets picked on their own team and it just slows it down. It slows it down. You're staggered. You're staggered over and over and over again. I like seeing that. It provides, it's a lot more entertaining, that's for sure.
Definitely so. Classic, he's able to find 2. Good defense from him. He's at 9 and 8. You have Decimate at 8 and 4. Hook at 8 and 6. So all 3 subs of Envy playing very well. They're able to find Kenny. And here we go again. Hook already in a position. Nice shots on accuracy. Wow, yeah. That was pretty accurate.
Yeah, that certainly was. And Classic, okay, I was going to say he had like 3 kills in a row, but he'll end up dropping there. You wonder, is it going to come down to like Envy having more opportunities and the flood kind of mechanic, or is Team Kaliber going to need like 1 or 2 good plays throughout the course of this on offense?
He's going to go. Like, he knows that they're staggered once again. There's 1 player left. And Hookie may be able to get out. Oh, that spawn comes in from Enable. But already, that's another chance for Envy. It's like they wait for one another, but they are not afraid to engage in a one-on-ones and just see what happens out of them. But now it's TK's turn. They're winning some one-on-ones. Decimate, he's going to get caught out as well. This is a big gunfight. Able to get that kill. Just weakens Enable. Great shots from Decimate.
Enable's got to shoot back. Like, I don't know if that was the comms of Team Kaliber or slow reaction from Enable, but a lot of bullets got into the player
Maybe
top
it's kind
gun.
of like, I did not think you were going to lose that gunfight, and you did.
Yeah, but like, he was one bullet. Like, Enable's had to look up there, shoot once, and keep running. Interesting. Yeah, it might have been a poor call-up, might have just been slow reaction, but that had potential to be the tying score, and would have felt pretty good for Team Kaliber, despite the fact that you've dealt with a decent amount of pressure from Envy, and they've had a couple good pulls to tie that up at the end of the first half. Would have felt great, but I do like watching how different the attacking styles have been.
Yeah, can we pull up the scoreboard really quick, Paradox? I just want to take a look at the returns. Yeah, I mean, TK has 3, Envy has 0. It just means, well, maybe they should have one there at the end, but whatever it is, just saying that Envy's just been going. They've been waiting for it. TK trying to set up the perfect push.
Trying to set it up.
Oh, Kenny's going now.
Going. You know what it reminds me of? Like, I don't know, for any of you guys that watch, like, if you watch, like, soccer at home sometimes, you have some teams that, like, it's like a Spanish team. They want to knock it around 20 times in the box until they get a score, like the perfect setup. And another team that plays all, like, counterattacks and long balls. Like, there's a lot of different strategies that goes into the way these two teams play. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of awesome to see it breaking down, see the different styles against each other.
No, definitely so, but Team Kaliber,
like, what are you talking about?
They're down 0-2 in the series. They're down 0-1. Let's go to National Gaming Listen in with TK.
Pushing up outskirt or inside gen.
I got low gun dead.
Nice. Last guy gen.
I'm behind him. Hold up. I'm chasing him. He's there on him.
Mini gens.
Yeah. I got him.
Kyler, top gun.
Yeah, Kyler's top gun. And low green. I got this
too.
top gun.
One's top
Nice.
down.
Yo,
Pull gen.
I am. Yo, I got naded from back green. Jay, turn around. I can't run. You gotta challenge this guy.
I'm backing up.
I
don't see him.
Yeah, I'm pushing now.
Right back.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 there.
I'll get him. Hold on.
They're streaking. Yo, one's in the streak. One's back to fight.
Front of me.
And low gun. Yo, minigun. He's gonna fight me.
Front their mid. Got me.
I spawned back.
No. They use the glide. They use the glide.
I'm minigun. Just go left and mid.
One's mid. One push
mid.
mid. I'm picking up left also one.
Alright, go. I'm going top gun.
Front of mid. That's me. Wait. Yeah, outskirts, bro. Outskirts. I'm underground.
Outskirts dead.
Underground, Chino. I got Chino. I'm going for pull.
yeah.
Good. One guy was front of mid somewhere. Nice, good.
He's in gens. Last guy.
Alright, that's last guy?
One shot in gens.
You're good.
He's pulling.
I'm spawning up in 3. Can you just go? Yeah, go for him.
I'm camping
I'll tell you
top
where I
gun.
spawn. I spawn low
Outside their mid.
He's on a flag. He's running to you.
He's weak, bro.
He's one hit.
running gens, running
I'm
gens.
going. I got away.
Yeah, he's in gens.
Bottom green, Lamar. Bottom green dead.
Flags one hit, pillar.
I'm pulling it at him.
Yo, there's 2 pillar.
Oh, wow.
Flags one hit. Oh, and pillar. Flag was 1 hit.
Yeah, I was backing up, bro.
Fuck, there's 2 there.
Alright, we're good. Let's play kills. We have 3 minutes left.
Okay.
We're good.
One shot front of mid.
I'm gonna go left. We gotta go.
Runner mid weak.
We are back in Envy now to see 2.5 more minutes to secure an incredible 3-0 here in our final series of the night. And you know, you're having maybe Chino not with the best game KD-wise, but everyone else solid. The 2 elites, the big thing though that's obviously going to stand out.
Yeah, and we gotta talk about that last flag cap from Envy. I mean, Envy, they were pretty split up. Classic had basically a one-on-one in the TK base, and he destroyed Kenny.
Well, did you see Kenny's face?
Out.
Kenny's face at the end of the listening, he was just like, I think he's one bullet.
I mean, and then after that, all the 1v1s went the way of Envy. That's just what it seems to me. That last, like, minute and a half, you just saw so much yellow in the kill feed. So Envy, as you said, up 2-0. And I mean, the comms for TK is so good. We know they can be, especially when you have Enable on the team. He just adds such a
well, like we said, you know,
communicator.
We're not done. We got 3 minutes left. Just play for kills. Like that's what you got to say. It's just it's not always as easy as that, especially when you have Classic with full of streaks to work here. Plus, you know, you're not down 1 cap, you're down 2. And you got to make the plays happen. And Classic, just with these streaks alone, is going to be able to milk some time off the clock. He's going to make sure that Team Kaliber is going to find it very difficult to get a 4-man push. Unless he can't connect with anything and 2 of your players die.
Decimate, though. He's top middle, at least finds one. That staggers TK a little bit. Who doesn't see that player? That player gets around to the outskirts. That's Pharaoh. You have a solid setup now from TK. All 3 positions.
Pharaoh can make the play. Pharaoh can make the play.
They get some kills. This should be a flag pull. Finally a flag pull for TK, but Hook's still alive. Hook's still here. Can he get the Slayer?
He's chasing him. He's gonna get the, now. Where do you drop this artillery? He's gonna drop it. Where are you gonna pop it?
I don't.
Oh, right on the flag.
Maybe gonna try and delay this and get this return. I mean, if they can get pushed up, look at that play. Number 6, accuracy. He leaves it. I love that play out of Enable. Great job, but look, accuracy snuck on through.
Yes, it went on one-on-one.
Yes, it went on one. Oh, Hook's there though.
Big play from Hook, sniffing that out, winning the one-on-one, because that was the opportunity for a rally. That was likely the final opportunity for the game. Nice heads-up play by both sides, really. Accuracy to try and go for the rally, and Hook to win the one-on-one.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play from Enable. We haven't seen that yet. Usually people just try to dive it on in. Enable's like, well, there's cover at the flag, so I'll take you towards this side. But Envy, it's looking like they're going to 3-0 TK, and this is what we talk about with this division. A big win for Envy to put them at 1-1 on the day.
Unbelievable stuff. So Envy going to get to 3-3. That'll have TK at 4-2. So Red still, what, at the top? 5-1?
5-1.
We got EG 4-2 as well, I believe. It's close. It is close from, well, really top to bottom outside of Epsilon right now. So unbelievable performance from Envy. And I said before this, I have well, the first series of the day, I was like, I have a big question mark over Envy. I still have one because I just don't know.
But I think that's huge for their confidence.
Oh, it absolutely is. But you come in and play, think about it. You play the 2 top teams in the division today. You get 3-0 by one, you 3-0 the other. What the hell? No, sorry. You get 3-1 by one, 3-0 the other.
Yeah, but again, it just felt like, right, they start 2-1. Things start slipping away. This is like, all right, we're still pretty good. We're still a good team. We can compete with anyone.
Big win. It's a real big win.
Yeah, it definitely is. So, TK, they know they're in a good spot, but they definitely wanted to win that one. A couple of things just didn't go their way. It's a very close match. You had a round 11, a 1-flag CTF, and what, a 20-point hard point. So, great game from Envy.
Hell of a game from both sides, but both teams still sitting comfortably, at least I guess so far in the division. I mean,
for TK.
We still have a lot of action, still a lot of Call of Duty to be played. But yeah, TK feels a little bit better, obviously, as they have another win, sitting at 4-2. But they're going to have to then rebound. Red after their first loss, they came back and looked really solid today. TK going to be in a similar spot. You have a disappointing loss, despite the fact the games are close. We'll see how they can answer tomorrow. I'm sure we're going to take a look at the schedule soon. I don't remember who they're playing exactly.
I say, don't try to guess it.
No,
we'll take a look at it.
I am awful at doing that. I should never guess anything.
It's fine.
But Joe,
you're also a soccer expert, which I learned.
I thought that was actually a solid analogy.
It wasn't bad.
I thought about like that old Spain team just knocking around, like Barcelona's knocking around 42 times in the box before they take a shot, and then like USA soccer, since we're just awful, we basically play like counterattack style or like just knock it in the box and
all right,
lucky happens.
Soccer Maven, we're gonna lose.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Red Reserve they're at 5-1, EG 4-2, TK 4-2. And then look at that. You have 3 teams at 3-3. But I mean, even from the 6th place to the 1st place, it's a 2-game difference. It is 2 games. That is all the difference. You have Splice at 2-4. Wow. They're not out of it yet. Epsilon 0-6. They're probably out of it.
If Splice guys win a couple search and destroys, man, they're fine. They're right up in the. Wow.
So a very close division. I mean, you just look at the map win percentages, Everybody looking around 50, 60%. That's your top teams.
Well, Joe, it is time for our Astro Gaming MVP speculation, obviously. It's going to be rated. Holy hell. Today, every game mode
can't wait to watch these highlights.
Was dominant, but talking about Echo Fox versus Red, we knew what a big matchup this was. And Rated was just on fire, man. It literally felt like every time he went to him, he wasn't missing bullets. Decimate had no chance there.
Yeah, and that's just thing.
Play.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play. He finished with, 19 kills in a search and destroy.
It's one of the more impressive search and destroys I've ever seen. I've been casting almost 5 years. It was just, that is against a good team in a pro league. And it's different sort of if you compare maybe, Jetpack versus Boots on the ground, what you're able to do. Like, it was just impressive.
I mean, if you drop double digits in a search and destroy, you're feeling good. Almost 20 kills.
Only Joe didn't steal his 20th.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, I didn't steal anything.
No, that was Joe.
Okay.
The little one.
Joe, double E.
Yeah, I went out and joked with them. I saw them outside. They were hanging out, and I was like, Joe, how dare you? Braden's like, I know! But let's take a look at the schedule.